Oyez, oyez, oyez. This hereby opens the royal court of their majesties, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of Atenveldt.
Welcome again to another interesting live
Weird.
video court that not the easiest thing to do for us, and especially because of how much we miss all of our friends. It's not the same seeing you through a Zoom meeting. There's no hugs.
Yeah.
So
Let's be really honest here too. His Majesty has a thing for it when people ugly cry, and
Yeah.
that's hard to capture on Zoom. So he's missing that pretty fiercely right now.
yeah, well, I just being able to connect with people, it's never the same over the internet. Should we see if their highnesses want to chime in?
I wanted to start with a couple of thank yous. I wanted to thank Sir Valora for my new dress. That woman is an art machine right now, and I am happily reaping the benefits. I wanted to thank her. I wanted to thank and say farewell to our friends Sir Tiernan and Mr. Sevilla, who are moving to the Outlands, and they are probably busily doing so right now, so I doubt they'll see this. But I wanted to say thank you for being such amazing, wonderful friends and members of the Atenveldt populace. And we wish them all the best as they become Outlanders. And I'm sure that we will be seeing a lot of them. But I mean, the love that we have for them, it seems hollow to do it in this venue, but I can't wait to see them in person. And I even got like a little thank you and happy mail from Tiernan. And I love them very much. So I wanted to say a little farewell to them. And I also wanted to say happy birthday, Brian, since we were muted when everybody was saying that. So happy birthday, Brian. I hope you're having a wonderful time with your friends and family, and that you are doing so safely as we all hope all of our friends are safe. Hi. But Your Highness?
I don't have anything else to add, so I'm just going to keep eating my breakfast here.
And I wanted to say that I attended the virtual Fighter Collegium, and I attended classes hosted by His Grace Craven and His Grace Branos, and holy cow, it was so amazing. And I have gotten so used to having time with Branos every year at Penzig that it was really nice to get some time in a classroom setting with him virtually, since we aren't able to attend our foreign wars that we had hoped. So how amazing that they were able to do so from their home in the middle and share some knowledge with us. So thank you to them.
Their majesties have business with Lucien de Desjargir.
This gentle does not have his award of arms, and today we shall fix that.
Now pay heed, all ye unto whom these words come. It is our duty and pleasure to honor such of our subject who have, through loyalty and dedication, brought renown and enriched the kingdom of Atenveldt. We hereby bestow an award of arms unto Lucien des Chargier on the 28th day of March, Anna Societatis 54, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, Rex, Elizabeth, Regina. 3 cheers for this new Lord of Atenveldt. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Their majesties have business with Nilster Alex Lomeland.
We got word about Nilster from his home B&B, letting us know that he's been the baronial captain of the guard, and he helps out everywhere he goes. But the thing is, he doesn't really like to be known as the guy that helps out everywhere. It's just who he is, and he just does it. And they noticed, and they brought it to our attention, and so we've noticed, and so we would like to make him a member of the Order of the Beacon of the Desert today.
Let all who hear our words know that we have been most pleased by the numerous contributions of our loyal subject, Nilster Alex Lomeland. Therefore we, Morgan, King by right of arms, and Elizabeth, Queen of courtly grace, do honor for services to our great Kingdom of Atenveldt, and name as a companion of the Order of the Beacon of the Desert, done this 4th day of April, Anno Societatis 54, which is 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, Rex, Elizabeth, Regina. 3 cheers for this newest beacon of the desert. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah!
We actually have to be a little serious for a minute here. The society's been pretty clear about their stance on how we all comport ourselves online, and since that's the only way we get to right now, we urge you all to be mindful with expressing yourselves on the Book of Faces or through your email. Your page is absolutely your own, and you may express whatever thoughts or feelings you have there, but there are consequences for when those opinions are hateful or threatening to others. We implore you all to remember that if you wouldn't say it in person, please think twice about posting it. We don't want to lose any members of the kingdom for thoughtless posting.
Their Majesties have business with Serena of Monsternitris.
We heard about this lovely gentle and that she's been playing for some time and that she hasn't yet been recognized as a Lady of Atenveldt. And so today we would like to rectify that by giving her her award of arms.
Good and loyal gentlefolk, all pay heed to the words of the crown, having considered the qualities most desirable for an archer of this great Kingdom of Atenveldt: service, honor, dedication, and courtesy stand in our most noble subject, Serena of Monsternitris, upon whom we now bestow an award of arms. In witness thereof, we do set our hands on this 4th day of January, Anno Societatis 54, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Lady of Atenveldt. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Their Majesties would now have business with Patronia Lupa.
This individual has been the seneschal for the college, always helping to support their populace and getting students involved, and just shines like a beacon, and I'd like to make her one today.
We, the King and Queen of Atenveldt, send greetings to all who see or hear these words. Equity requires and tradition demands that people be rewarded for the good they do. Let those present, as well as our future subjects, know that in consideration of your honorable and dedicated service to our realm, we welcome you, Patronia Lupa, into our order of the Beacon of the Desert. Done this the 12th day of April, Anno Societatis 54, commonly known as 2020. 3 cheers for this newest Beacon of the Desert. Hip hip. Huzzah! Hip hip. Huzzah! Hip hip. Huzzah!
So we know that this extended time away from our friends and our chosen family, it's been hard on all of us. It's like Groundhog's Day every single day. And that can wear on even the most upbeat person. So if there's something that you all can think of that we could do to help support you during this time, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, either on Facebook or email or phone call or carrier pigeon. Don't stop by the house because social distancing, but please do let us know if there's something that we can do to help support you.
The Majesties have business with Valerie Longbow.
So Valerie is quite the accomplished archer, and she's been something of a staple in the Twin Moons archery group, and she has achieved some rankings, so we'd like to recognize those today.
Valerie Longbow of the Barony of Twin Moons has achieved the rank of bowmaster for the period crossbow in September of 2018. It is with great pleasure that we, King Morgan and Queen Elizabeth of Atenveldt, do recognize her for this glorious achievement this 9th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 of the Common Era. Valerie Longbow of the Barony of Twin Moons has achieved the rank of bowmaster for the open crossbow in December of 2018. It is with great pleasure that we, King Morgan and Queen Elizabeth of Atenveldt, do recognize her for this glorious achievement this 9th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 of the Common Era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this bowmaster in both open crossbow and period crossbow. Hip hip. Huzzah! Hip hip. Huzzah! Hip hip. Huzzah! The Mains at Estrella War would like to make an announcement. They would like everyone to know that the Estrella War Mains are looking to fill a number of staff positions. The list of open positions is on the Estrella War website. So please send an email with a letter of intent into mains@estrellawar.com Again, that's Mains, MAINS, at AustraliaWar.org.
So, as Her Highness said last weekend, Her Excellency Sigrid put together another collegium. This one was focused on martial arts, which brought teachers and students from around the world. Her Majesty taught a class about being a consort. She had some help on that too.
Yep, very nice. Emmeline helped with that.
And we wanted to just take a minute to thank Her Excellency and her staff for all their hard work on this great event. And I hope that they continue to do so, because it's been a great way to keep us all in touch.
Your Majesty's call before them Olivia of Sundragon.
So Olivia is a very lovely young lady who was brought to our attention because she is still a teenager, but really just getting out there and helping. I believe she did a lot of work with Youth Corner at War, and that is an underappreciated area. And so we just wanted to take a moment to thank her for her service, and then also to recognize her as the lady that she is.
Whereas it has come to our notice that through diverse, great efforts, our subject, Olivia of Sundragon, has greatly enriched our realm. It is thus our pleasure to reward you with an award of arms. At this time, we grant you the rights and responsibilities of this rank. We charge you to consult with our heralds to determine unique and suitable arms. In witness thereof, do we hereby set our hand on this, the 12th day of January, Anna Societatis 54, being 2020, in this all too common of eras. Morgan, Rex, Elizabeth, Regina. 3 cheers for this newest lady of Atenveldt. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Your Majesties have business with Juliana Flanagan.
She is a newer member to the archery community, and she was helping with tournaments and is definitely a great addition to this kingdom. Today, we will make her a lady of Atenveldt.
Now pay heed, all ye unto whom these words come. It is our duty and pleasure to honor such of our subjects as have through hard work, loyalty, and dedication brought renown to these lands of Atenveldt. For this cause do we, Morgan and Elizabeth, bestow upon our faithful subject, Juliana Flanagan, an award of arms, done this 18th day of April, Anna Societatis 54, being 2020, Anno Domini. Morgan, Rex, Elizabeth, Regina. 3 cheers for this newest lady of Atenveldt. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah!
So even while we're at home and nobody's out there doing the thing, right? There's still lots of folks out there who haven't been recognized for all of the good deeds that they have done. And even under the best of circumstances, we can't be everywhere and see everything. And definitely right now, we're not anywhere or seeing anything. So please send in award recs for the people that you have seen doing good things. And those things could be online and right now, or they could just be, hey, I remember this individual was doing all these great things when we were able to attend events. Send those in to us, please, so we can recognize people that really deserve it.
The Majesties have business with Margaret Redwolf.
She is freely giving of her talents in sewing and embroidering for crowns, nobles, and the populace, bringing her art as a service, and she is really shining as a beacon.
Glorious Atenveldt, come bask in the sun and howl at the moon and listen to the words of the crown. It has come to our notice that our subject, Margaret Redwolf, has served our realm with dedication and honor for many seasons. Therefore do we, Morgan, King by right of arms, and Elizabeth, Queen of grace and beauty, do hereby admit her into our order of the Beacon of the Desert. May she continue to be a shining example to others for lots of seasons to come. Done this 18th day of April, Anna Societatis 54, which is also called 2020 by many. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest beacon of the desert. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Their Majesties have business with Wolfgang von Luxembourg.
So Wolfgang has been playing and camping with Sundragon for a little over 4 years, is my understanding. He helps out everywhere that he can, and he's shown himself to be very skilled in both archery and thrown weapons. And we found out that he is not yet a Lord of Atenveldt, and so today we would rectify that.
Now pay heed, all ye unto whom these words come. It is our duty and pleasure to honor such of our subjects as have brought, through hard work, loyalty, and dedication, brought renown to these lands of Atenveldt. Now we, the Crown of Atenveldt, bestow upon our subject, Wolfgang von Luxemburg, an award of arms on this 28th day of March, Anna Societatis 54, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Lord of Atenveldt. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Their Majesties would like to see Nicholas Gerhardt.
If I'm not mistaken, when we were at Yule in Mons back in December, Nicholas received a baronial service award from the Barony of Mons, which in and of itself is awesome, but it's more awesome when you find out that he doesn't live there. He has service awards in both Turiskathir and in Mons, which is pretty impressive to have service awards from 2 local groups. And we've just been impressed with how much work that he always is willing to do. And he's just always so joyful as he goes about his duties. And so today we would very much like to recognize him as a light of Atenveldt.
Service to the kingdom is valued by the Crown and by all in Atenveldt. For this reason are we pleased to name our subject, Nicholas Gerhardt, a light of Atenveldt. Done at Australia War 36, Anna Societatis 54, called 2020 commonly. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest light of Atenveldt. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah!
For those of you that don't know, there are 2 investitures coming up in the near future that are going to have to be a bit different from what we're all accustomed to. And we appreciate everybody's flexibility as we try to figure out the best way to move forward. We are doing everything we can to make those days special for everyone while keeping us all safe and healthy too. We'll keep you posted.
Their Majesties have business with Clarice La Costierine d'Avignon.
So this gentle has done a heck of a lot of teaching, particularly at Australia War Collegium. And her areas of focus are scribal and 16th century clothing, including drafting some pretty complicated patterns. She travels and shares her art with others and teaches as she goes. And for those attributes, we would like to recognize her today as a fleur.
Inasmuch as our subject, Clarice La Costierine d'Avignon, has demonstrated excellence and knowledge in the arts and sciences, we, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of all Atenveldt, are pleased to admit them into our order of the Fleur de Soleil. We ask that they continue to share their expertise and to be a model of artistic merit to all people in our realm. Given by our hand this 28th day of March, Anna Societatis 54, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for our newest Fleur de Soleil. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Their Majesties have words with Moira O'Drugan.
Moira has been instrumental in creating some stunning garb for various crowns and giving of her time and talents. And for that, this day, we would make her a golden needle.
To all, let it be known that through selfless and tireless works, Moira O'Drugan has added great beauty into the Kingdom of Atenveldt. Thus, we, solar sovereigns of Atenveldt, do admit her into our order of the Golden Needle, done this day at Australia 36, Anna Societatis 54, known as 2020. Morgan, King, Elizabeth, Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Golden Needle, her ladyship. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah!
As we all know, Atenveldt is celebrating its 50th year right now. And to honor that, we were planning on hosting this grand gala in January. But in light of all of the current events and, the state of the world, we made the difficult decision with our heirs and our kingdom seneschal to postpone that event to a time where we can more surely gather together without having to really make some weird choices about how to do that. And so the 50-year celebration is being postponed, most likely to the 51st year, which is Atenveldt. And in its place, Master Raven, who is the one, by the way, coordinating 50-year, he and Terrell together, they have requested that they be allowed to host a virtual celebration sort of as a placeholder. And we've happily agreed to allow that to move forward. So keep an eye out for some virtual celebration activities. And then also keep an eye out for the t-shirts that are being created just for the occasion. You don't want to miss out on that. We only turn 50 once.
Their Majesties have business with Roland de Winter.
So Roland has taken to archery wholeheartedly. He travels to shoot, he's encouraging the new archers, teaches, and he helps. And for that, this day we would make him a black Phaon.
Our kingdom is protected by the skill of all fighters who take up arms. Through this, we are assured that our lands and populace are safe in times of war and peace. The arrows of our archers fly straight and true, bringing down our enemies. We, Morgan and Elizabeth, glorious sovereigns of great Atenveldt, do wish to award our subject, Roland de Winter, and make them a companion of the Order of the Black Phaon. Done this 18th day of April, Anno Societatis 54, also called 2020 by many, Morgan King, Elizabeth Queen. 3 cheers for this newest Black Phaon. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip.
Huzzah! Even while we're in this weird situation where we can't gather, the kingdom still has things that have to happen in order to keep it running. If you have ever given thought to taking on a kingdom position, now is your chance. Please check the Kingdom newsletter and the Book of Faces to see what positions are open. We do have several at the moment. And along those lines, we do have 2 kingdom officers to welcome. Patent pending Miss Paul has accepted the position of Kingdom Royal Archer, and Lady Leodin has stepped up as the Kingdom Exchequer. So we'd like to say welcome to both of these good gentles, thank them for their willingness to serve. And then we would also like to say thank you to Lady Shona for her work over the last 2+ years as the Kingdom Exchequer. And we wish her well as she moves forward with her next adventure.
Their Majesties now have business with Cicely de la Ward.
Cicely creates beautiful scrolls that are highly sought after, provides them to recipients for the sheer joy of it. And for that, we would add her to the Golden Quill.
Be it known that our beloved subject has added luster and renown to our realm through scribal work and the use of these skills to serve the kingdom. Therefore, we, Morgan and Elizabeth, rightful sovereigns of Atenveldt, do reward Cicely de la Ward with the Order of the Golden Quill, bestowed the 2nd day of November, Anno Societatis 54, being 2019 in the Common Reckoning. 3 cheers for this new Golden Quill. Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Hip, hip. Huzzah! Their Majesties have business with Isabeau Leroux.
Isabeau is a very good friend of mine, perhaps one of my closest friends. And she and her husband, Lord Rook, have really helped us out so much during this reign and in previous reigns. Lady Isabeau has been serving as my co-head lady in waiting for this long, weird reign. And she kept us organized and sort of on track at Estrella, even last year while she was running some shifts up at Troll and handling pre-reg there. So there's just not a lot of ways that we can say thank you other than this one way. And so today we would like to recognize her as a Baroness of our court.
It is the prerogative of the Crown to recognize those persons who, through service to the Crown, distinguish themselves as being worthy of royal status. The prerogative of this recognition is the Crown's alone to bestow, and the Crown's alone to recommend. Having served the Crown loyally. Isabeau Leroux is now made a Baroness of the Court and has received a grant of arms done on this 9th day of May, Anno Societatis 55, being 2020 in the Common Era. Morgan Rex Elizabeth Regina. 3 cheers for this newest Baroness of the Court. Hip hip. Huzzah! Hip hip. Huzzah! Hip hip.
Huzzah! For those of you who were recognized in today's court, I'm probably going to be reaching out to you to get a mailing address. So please be on the lookout for that message in the coming days. And if you don't see it, check your waiting messages, because I do very much want to get those scrolls and medallions out to you so that they can be in your hot little hands.
I'll reiterate, this is always really awkward trying to do this virtually, but we feel it's important that we connect with the community and the kingdom at large to make sure you know that we're still here. And on that note, if you have questions or concerns, please always feel free to reach out to us via email or through Facebook. We're here for you. Even if we can't be at events together, we are here. So with that, Your Highnesses, do you want to add anything before we close down?
There being no further business before the court, this hereby closes the royal court of their majesties, Morgan and Elizabeth, King and Queen of Atenveldt. Long live the king.
Long live the king.
Long live the queen.
Long live the queen.
Long live the queen!
And lands of Atenveldt.
Long live the crown princess.
Sovereign lands of Atenveldt!
Happy birthday! Oh!
Happy birthday, Brian.
Look,
May the candles of your cake burn like flames in your face. Happy birthday!
thank you.